On Netflix, HBO, or in the cinema, we can watch all kinds of movies about survival after an apocalypse. But in video games, we actually get to practice how to survive Ragnarok, the end of time, or Judgment Day. We get to experience how that stuff would play out. No matter how the world is going to end, video games can help us survive. Here are 10 games that prepare you for the end of the world. And whatever happens, blessed be the fruit.
What are you so afraid of?
You're treading on some.
In The Last of Us, a fungus is spreading across humanity. This fungus shows lots of familiarities with real-life fungi found among insects like ants and spiders. A parasite takes over and controls its host. This is exactly what happened in The Last of Us. This parasite suddenly had the ability to take over humans, and so it did, on a massive scale. The result is an army of infected that are highly aggressive and want to kill you the moment they spot you. To make things worse, when an infected is about to die, they'll find a dark and damp corner. There, the host will die and the parasite grows and gets another attempt at finding a host. When the world ends like it did in The Last of Us, you'd be happy to live in a sunny and warm place with low humidity. If you don't, better put that mouth cap on.
Find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles,
In Gears of War, those alien bastards have been hiding beneath the surface for many years. The locusts suddenly came from the ground on Emergence Day, and the rest was history. Almost all of humanity was wiped out, and then the story of the Gears of War series begins.
By destroying their own civilization.
The only way to beat the locusts is by kicking their ass with a heavy machine gun and a chainsaw. Yeah, you need to be a super buff dude as well. So, unless you're going to the gym and own a machine gun, you are basically doomed when these guys suddenly show up for real. Now, quickly run to the gym and work on those chest and arm muscles, but don't forget those legs, because you'll be roadie running a lot, of course, too.
The long struggle against overwhelming odds approaches a final, desperate step.
In the Metro series, we get to deal with the results of a nuclear war that killed billions of people worldwide. After this apocalypse, the world is in chaos and people are fighting for the remaining resources. New and mutated dangers scavenge the lands and consider you to be the food. If the Metro series taught us one thing, it's to be careful with your ammunition. Ammo is scarce and should only be used when it's really needed. And when you use it, make sure you take out your enemies with as few bullets as possible. Let's say you were one of the chosen few who got to hide in a luxurious bunker when the nukes hit your country, and after a few decades, you leave the vault. What you find outside is a completely changed world where the old is destroyed and the new is mutated.
Oh, and I'm the type of guy who will never settle down where pretty girls are.
Even though you will be shooting quite a lot in Fallout, you also get to meet a variety of NPCs that help you on your quest. Not everything has to be solved with violence. Fallout is not a survival game in its purest form, but it shows you the harsh reality when big red buttons get pushed. Nowadays, people don't really talk about DayZ anymore, but this game did kickstart the whole online survival hype. The world has been hit by a zombie apocalypse. As a result, most of the people are dead or are now part of a walking army of zombies. The ones that are still alive struggle to stay fed and hydrated while fighting off zombies and scavenging other humans. DayZ is harsh, but if there's one thing that this online game teaches you is that you shouldn't trust fellow human beings, even when the end of the world is nigh. They will kill you for a can of tuna or a bottle of water. In DayZ, the biggest danger aren't even the zombies, it's other people trying to steal your stuff.
"27-year-old female infected with unknown pathogen. Blood analysis indicates..."
If you're a germaphobe, playing Plague Inc. might not be the best idea. This game lets you control a bacteria or parasite. By infecting people, you earn points to evolve yourself and become even more infectious and eventually deadly. Yup. It's your goal to kill the entire planet by evolving from a small cough into a deadly brain-infecting parasite. Even if governments close airports and naval traffic, diseases will always find a way to spread. Plague Inc. is grim, but it also shows you that you need to wash your hands more often. Wash your hands or die from a deadly disease. Spread the word and survive.
Governments united in an extraordinary effort to develop a cure, but it wasn't enough.
Stalker is another one of those games that's focused on the years after a nuclear disaster occurred. After the Chernobyl disaster, a heavily infected zone around the nuclear reactor spawned a wide variety of anomalies, some good and some bad. The zone is full of mutated creatures, radiations, scavengers, and all kinds of other dangers. Resources are scarce, and you need to keep track of your ammunition, health, hydration, and of course the radiation levels of your surroundings. Right now, you only need to eat and drink and watch videos about video games. Be happy. Things could be a whole lot worse, as the universe of Stalker points out.
Whoa, take it easy. Just want to help.
You can't.
Think this through.
Telltale's take on The Walking Dead is one that's not about ammunition or food. This game is all about social implications. When society gets hit by a zombie apocalypse, there are no laws anymore. The Walking Dead is all about making moral choices that will ultimately result in broken friendships or, more likely, people ending up dead.
I'm sorry I wasn't here.
And sure, this game is more like an interactive story, but if this game shows one thing, is that you need to learn to say goodbye, even when this other character has been your best friend for most of the adventure.
Don't be afraid. I'll miss you.
Most men only die because they know not how to prevent dying. But a town will meet its death.
When it comes to survival games, we often don't think about adventure titles, but this is the case with Pathologic. You get to play one of 3 characters in a town that has been infected by the plague. The game takes place over several in-game days and characters will die because of the disease. You need to find out what happened here, but at the same time you need to find resources to stay hydrated and protect yourself as much as possible. There are lots of similarities between this game and the Black Plague, which killed between 75 and 200 million people in Europe and Asia in the 14th century. What does this teach us? Well, when diseases get serious and we don't have a cure, we're basically doomed. Now that we've given you 9 ways the world can end, there's one thing left to do. Build that shelter before one of these disasters actually happens. That's where Mr. Prepper comes in. This game is about a guy who's preparing to survive a nuclear war, but he lives in a country that wants to control its people. So, you need to stay away from the secret police, build your underground shelter, craft machines to keep you alive, and trade tools with your neighbors. We're not sure whether this game will actually teach you everything you need to do to protect you from all these world-ending disasters, but it's a step in the right direction. What can you find around your house that will help you survive a post-apocalyptic scenario? Feel free to share photos with us or just let us know. You can find Zoomin Games on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey,
There you are. Are you okay?
better than that guy.